Good morning, everybody, and welcome to Lippert Live here on Lippert social media, as well as the Lippert Scouts group on Facebook. We're going to get this up on Lippert communities as shortly as possible. In a little bit, it is the first Friday of June. A lot to kind of go into today, so I'm super excited. We're going to have some special guests joining us as they are currently in the process of becoming audiovisual experts, it sounds like, as they are in the chat right now. So we are going to get there in just a moment. Two veterans on the move. Happy Friday to you as well. Welcome in to this wonderful June. Weather's been great around here. We've had a couple of different RV rallies coming to town here in the Goshen Elkhart area. So it's been super cool to see some fellow Lippert Scouts, as well as campers coming from all over to take part in some of these RV events that have taken over Indiana over the last couple of weeks. And we'll get into some of the upcoming RV events that not only Lippert will be at, but some of our Lippert Scouts community members will be at as well, and some RV owner school dates, because we're at the tail end right now of registration for the first couple of RV owner schools coming up here in the summer. So we'll get into that in just a moment. Starting off with right now in Michigan, it is the first one in a little bit for our Lippert Scouts community meetups. You can see a photo shared there by one of our community members, Steve Cook, hosted by Camp Relax Repeat up in Michigan. It's been super cool to see some of the meeting going on, the Scouts converging together. A lot of these Scouts meetups have really just started as, hey, you want to go camping at this location at this time? Feel free, come on in and join us. We're going to be there. Do you want to join in? And it's grown up over the last couple of years of many Scouts coming from large distances to be able to be a part of these events. Jim, watching on YouTube, on the Lippert YouTube channel. If you're watching on YouTube, make sure you subscribe. Check out all the DIY videos and the instructional videos that are on there right now. Hey, happy All Friday from Pleasanton, California. Hello, Jim, and thanks for joining us today. Thanks for joining us, Joe and Travis. Joe asks in the chat, Rob, did you get a haircut? I did. I actually did just yesterday. Joe, did you get a haircut? That's a good question. So yes, thank you all for joining us. Now I'm going to try. So I talk about this Scout meetup going on right now in Michigan. We're going to see if we can be joined by a few of our longtime Lippert Scouts who have been to a lot of rallies, a lot of meetups over the years. We are going to see if we can get them to join in right now. We're going to see how this might be able to be done as I bring in. Hello, Dawn, Christine, Michael. Can you hear
Rob.
me?
Yes.
Hello
Yes, we
there.
can hear you.
All right, you can hear me just a little bit, but that hopefully is enough.
Yep.
Welcome to not only Lippert Live. Thanks for watching weekly and joining in the conversations a lot, but now you're in person with your fellow Scouts and hanging out up in Michigan. How has it been so far?
It's been great. We're having a good time.
Having a good time. The agenda is kind of packed, isn't it there?
It is. I think Steve was a scoutmaster in his earlier life.
Well,
He's doing a great job.
yeah, Steve's mom said that they used to do stuff like this, so he was kind of raised for it. But we've had a great time. We had a potluck dinner last night. We had a raffle with a lot of great giveaways, and some of us scored some great prizes. And I actually posted on Lippert Scouts about the stuff that I won. This morning, a bunch of folks are out on the beach doing a beach cleanup, which was an opportunity to give back to the local community.
Absolutely. And I appreciate you all for staying back and helping out us here on Lippert Live and talking a little bit about the meetup. But Christine, you've been to a ton of rallies. We've seen you throughout the summer, and now you're going to the meetup here. What's it like to be, traveling for all these events?
It is great because you make so many good friendships. Like with Don and I, we've connected over Scouts, and it's nice to see old friends. And then also I've met people this trip that I've never met before and had conversations with them, which is nice. That's what it's about, making connections with each other.
Yeah, seeing those connections that you haven't maybe seen in a year or so, maybe longer, seeing some new folks that you'll be able to meet at some of these meetups in the future there. And traveling from all over, too. I know, Michael, you're around here in the northern Indiana area, but Dawn and Christine, tell folks where you traveled from to make it to this meetup in central Michigan.
We came from St. Petersburg, Florida. And what's funny is we've only been through Michigan just here and there, but we decided since we're here, we're just going to spend the summer in Michigan just
Oh,
because the weather's so nice and get away from the heat that the rest of the country is experiencing.
Yeah,
yeah,
glad to be away from the heat.
we get
So
about 2 months here. We get about 2 months in this area where it's really nice, and this is
well,
the
I've been
this is
up
the
here for
start of
about
it.
6 weeks, so I'm getting most of it.
You are getting a full month. Yeah, Michael knows. I mean, we can really count on June and July and maybe a little bit of August, and then it gets back to Indiana weather there. What are some of the hot topics? What are people talking about? Maybe camping related. That maybe it's campers, maybe it's some of the products out there. Any hot topics going around the campfire?
Well, we got chased out of the campfire last night by rain, so
Oh, yeah, well.
the hot topic then was just the Jello shots we were enjoying.
Okay, all right. Well, it's only 11 a.m. now. This is a conversation for maybe 5 p.m., 6 p.m. But no, I saw some of the
Well,
photos.
we've got another campfire tonight over with Aloha RV with the
Okay.
carnival theme. So hopefully the weather will cooperate.
Yes, absolutely. It might be a little cooler, but if we can get that rain to stay away.
Yep.
And you know what was neat is someone just got a new camper and was asking for suggestions for storage because they lost a lot of storage space with the new camper. So
Oh, yeah.
different people chimed in on things to do. And then what was funny, one of the raffle tickets was a Betty, and the person who won it had never heard of Betty's. So us who have them brought them into our camper so they could see what it was about. So that's what's kind of neat, that you share
Yeah.
things with each other.
Oh, that's awesome. Joe in the chat asks, is it still snowing up there?
No, Joe, it's not.
We're kind of away from the snow now. He also says, awesome OG Scouts right here. We got a trio of OG Lippert Scouts. Community started back in 2020, talking about a lot of the experiences and sharing feedback. Steve says hello from Ludington. Steve's watching while he's at the beach cleanup there.
Awesome.
And two veterans ask, how's the hose gripper working for you, Don?
Oh, he was giving me a ration last night at the giveaway after I won it. He really wanted it, but he won the Blue Tech stainless steel water hose that I would have liked to have won.
So maybe you can make a switch.
I tried to trade him, but he wasn't going for it.
Well, this isn't prize related, but Georgie and I have added a camper to our group.
Yeah.
Her name is Kyra. She's a 10-week-old golden retriever puppy.
Oh, wow. Welcome, Kyra.
And she's adorable.
And Dakota's over the moon.
Really? Okay. Ready to be a good big brother?
Yes, he is.
Oh, awesome.
She's winning hearts.
Oh, well, I bet so. I love these events too, because we've seen it at the rallies up here. I mean, it's perfect dog walking weather. We got dogs. I've seen I tell people this, I have not seen any cats on a leash yet this summer, but I know I will at some point. I know I will.
None here.
None here, no cats there. Dale is watching from Plant 57 in Idaho. Welcome, Dale, and thanks for checking out from fellow Lippert plants all over the place. Did you three know we had plants in Idaho?
No.
Did not.
No.
All right. I did not necessarily know that either until just now, but I'm believing Dale. I'm believing he's coming from Idaho. Cool thing about Lippert.com, you can check out Lippert.com. We actually show all of our plant locations, what they do and where they are, so you can see really the vast scope of Lippert. Joe says, new fur baby, welcome. Kyra is adorable in the chat. Jim says, hi. Good morning, Lonnie, in the chat as well on Lippert Scouts and for all those watching on YouTube. So what's the rest of the weekend look like agenda-wise? I know we got some campfires as long as that rain goes away. I know a lot of folks are at that beach cleanup right now, helping out. That's a little bit about the Serve initiative with Lippert. It's all about getting to your spots and being able to find some of those things to do. So that's super cool. What's the rest of the weekend look like here at the Big Scout meetup in Michigan?
Well, Don and I plan on playing games.
Yeah, we're going to try to get everybody playing games. Christine has this great game called Dirty Marbles. It's a combination of aggravation and sorry with playing cards, and a lot of people want to learn it. So we're hoping maybe to get a group together this afternoon when they get back. And also Jill Dillon is here, and she brought her vinyl cutting machine, And she's going to show some of us about that are curious to learn about it. And speaking of OG Scouts, there's a lot of other Scouts here. And I'm going to give a shout out to Linda and Steve Benecase because they didn't get to come to the getaway last year. And they're actually here with us this year. So it was great to be able to see them again after 2 years.
It's awesome. I saw them in the photo. That's super cool. Make sure you tell Linda to check her messages in the Lippert Communities app, because I did message her this morning about something as she comes to town as well. So if you could be a messenger for me, that would be appreciated.
I'll be glad to. She's camping right behind me.
There we go.
And what's great with them is that she brought 2 people from New York, from her Winnebago, and they have never been on a big trip like this. So they kind of mentored them on taking a cross-country trip. So that's neat.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, I'm glad you all are getting this time to be able to camp together. I know it's been a little bit, whether it's a Lippert getaway or previous rallies or, seeing each other at the campsite. So that's super awesome. Tell Steve I said hi and thanks for putting this on for everybody, because I know it's a big endeavor. Someone who doesn't put on these events that maybe wants to start trying, there's a lot that goes into it, more than you might know. But at the end of the day, it's all worth it to be around each other, right?
Oh, yeah. Community is the heart of meeting up, and that's the best part.
It's the heart of RVing too. There are some out there that go to RV to be, in solitude and by themselves, and that's a super good reason too. But there's a lot of folks that want to go to a busy campground and kind of see what's going on at the campground and meet some new people. So
that's a good point.
Yeah.
Because even like when I was talking to someone yesterday, they have a toy hauler and they had to give up space for the toy hauler. And we talked about camping is about what meets your needs. Like, when she went in my rig, when she went in my rig, she was like, "Oh, I love your space." And I said, "Well, it's like you have to trade off sometimes, decide what's more important."
Was that Barbara and Howard Gill?
Yeah.
Yeah, they're Scouts too.
Yeah.
They are indeed. Oh my gosh. Yes. Say hi to Howard and Barb for me. I appreciate you guys joining us and making this happen, especially on the short notice. But I wanted to get some representation from the meetup there, and you guys were more than willing, and that's super awesome. And any final words for the folks who might be watching, like, hey, get to a meetup, get to an RV rally. May not necessarily be Lippert Scouts or Lippert related, but get to those meetups and get to see some of your fellow campers out there.
Yes, go camping.
And go to a meetup if you can. Don't forget, Joe's got a meetup going on in Missouri in September, and I'm booked on that one. And I think Jim Gill and Lucy are going to be there.
And so are we. And
Mike,
Dawn and Danette.
Yeah, and Dawn and Danette are here too. So
Danette, some OG Scouts as well. Yeah.
Yep.
So we got September. We're going to show a little bit of the calendar of some of those upcoming meetups. I know Jill is planning one up in northern Indiana as well.
That's right.
This year. So super awesome. Thank you all so much for joining us today.
It was great. We had fun.
All right. Have a good rest of your weekend trip at the Scout Meetup.
Thanks.
Will do. Thanks.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
All right. So awesome to be joined by some of our OG Lippert Scouts. You can join the Lippert Scouts community on Facebook. It is free, no obligation. Share your RV experiences directly with Lippert leaders and product developers and service techs and all different folks in Lippert. We want to hear your feedback on the RV experience so we can help out where we can, shorten some of those gaps that may be in products or services that we're offering. So Doug is watching right now on Facebook as well. Hello, Doug. Hello. We got Danette and Linda up there in the chat, probably watching on their fellow campers on this stream right here. So I appreciate them for joining us this morning on Lippert Live. Let me bring up the picture. There you see it. A lot of folks there camping. I believe they have over 30 rigs in total at the meetup, and there's several meetups to go. In fact, we have September meetups that have been organized through our Lippert Scouts community. Joe, one of our moderators, is leading a meetup starting September 8th in Missouri at the Big Creek RV Park. And then later on in September up here, EB Pines in northern Indiana. It's EB's Pines, but so much easier to say EB Pines. I wonder if they would ever consider a name change. But yeah, so some events coming up. If you yourself are camping later this summer or are planning maybe already for next year and want to see if you can get some fellow campers involved and maybe make an event out of it, get inside our Lippert Scouts community or a community close to you so you can join in and get some fellow scouts and fellow campers involved in your community. Linda says hi in the chat in Lippert Scouts on Facebook. If you're watching on LinkedIn, make sure you're following our channel on LinkedIn. If you're watching on YouTube, subscribe, like this video. If you know a fellow camper who needs to find community, let them know about the Lippert Scouts community and let them know our purpose too. Our purpose really is to hear that feedback from those who are living the lifestyle, whether it's on the lake, whether it's at the campground, whether it's on, maybe you are a Land Rover and have truck accessories that you want to give feedback on. Let us know in Lippert Scouts. That is the place to do it. Some upcoming events that we are going to be at. The Lippert team will be at the Coachman RV Owners Rally happening in Goshen, Indiana. That starts in just under 2 weeks. June 16th at the Elkhart County Fairgrounds. So we are going to be there. Coming up, you can get service from our Lippert technicians, ask a question, get an answer, and we'll have some products and some camping accessories for sale as well. It is the last chance right now to go ahead and join in at RV Owner School. RV Owner School in Eugene, Oregon. So that is happening on June 18th. It is the last call right now to go ahead and join in for that event. You can register at the link you are seeing on the screen, lci.ink/RVOS 2024, or head to lippert.com and go to support and RV owners, and you can find the entire list of events that are coming up in the near future. Not only is this event happening, but we got, starting next week, a 3-day RV owner school in Mishawaka, happening June 11th through the 13th. And then there will be more in June, July, and August. These are 3-day owner schools that often tie into some of the local RV rallies. So if you're coming to Northern Indiana for an RV event and want to learn a little bit more about your unit, get hands-on feedback, hands-on experience with Lippert products, be sure to check out RV Owner School. Some of the scouts that you had just seen on this episode have gone through RV Owner School, and our Lippert Scouts community will be happy to tell you all things that happen at RV Owner School. Make sure you're searching the Lippert Technical Institute on YouTube. The Lippert Technical Institute show has a couple episodes up there on some of the common topics, things that maybe you just might be a little bit confused about as a new RVer possibly. You can get some of those questions answered. Of course, you can join Lippert Scouts today on Facebook or the Lippert Communities app. We appreciate all those that have been in our community, providing us feedback on what we've been doing, helping out your fellow campers. And over the last 4 years already, we have been around here with Lippert Scouts. There's a post up right now in the Lippert Communities app talking about campground etiquette. The Restless Russells, Michelle Russell posted this one. I always enjoy when these things come up because sometimes there might be just something at the campground you just look at and go, should that be happening? And maybe it should be, maybe it shouldn't be. What's the community thought on this? Let's talk about campground etiquette. Is it okay to park your tow trailer in your neighbor's site? I think for a lot, there's going to be maybe an obvious no on that one, but what are the nuances? Are there questions? Maybe you use some of your neighbor's site, and how do you go about doing that? And then could this be avoided in some way without confrontation? So get those thoughts up in the Lippert Communities app. Thank you for posting that, Michelle Russell. A very good question, and something that clearly in this photo has happened or is happening at the moment. Doug also made this post. So we talk about feedback in the Lippert Scouts community. Feedback is the number one goal with what we want to be able to tell our internal teams. We want to tell our internal teams what is the voice of those folks that are living this lifestyle right now, and how can we help them out with whether it's our products, services, the way you can do business with us, our customer service department, whatever the case may be. How can we help you? So we want to get that feedback. Doug has been trying out the Kurt True Course system on his unit right there. Gives us a little bit of feedback on the positives, and then some things that our internal teams might want to consider making a better experience overall. Giving more info in the app. We get a lot of folks that tell us about certain things they would like to see in the Lippert Now app or the Lippert One Control app. What can we get in there? What is a priority? What maybe is something that's not seen very often? What do you want these apps that help you use your products to look like. So Doug has been providing that feedback, and we want to get that feedback from anyone who's watching this right now. Let us know what you are seeing, especially in interacting with some of the apps that are out there at this time. We also had a post from Derek. Derek posted, has anyone used the JT Strong Arms with ground control TT? Looking for some feedback himself. We have a community of 19,000 RVers, or folks that have some type of affinity to RVing. Maybe they camp with their parents. Maybe they've camped before but haven't gotten quite into it yet. Maybe they're a new camper. Maybe they're a longtime camper. If you have used the JT Strong Arms, Derek is looking for your feedback, and we would love to see that as well. What worked well with the installation? What research went into looking at this product as maybe a solution for some of your leveling, some of your jack needs? Thoughts? Does it help? Installation worth the money? Other options? Let Derek know in Lippert Scouts. He asked that one in our Facebook group, Lippert Scouts, the community. If you search Lippert Scouts on Facebook, you'll be able to find us right there. So go help Derek out. For those folks that are watching, any opinions for Derek, and then our teams can kind of see, hey, what are folks really thinking about this product? Is it working for them? Or is there any way for us to make it a little bit better? Joe says in the chat, need autopilot feature added to the One Control app so I can nap while traveling. We'll see about that one. We'll see about that one. I don't know necessarily if that's going to be something we're working on right this minute, but with all these auto drivers and autopilots in the future, who knows what's happening out there? And maybe it is being worked on right now. Maybe it is. I don't know, but that's certainly a good opinion. Need an autopilot feature so I can just. Would that limit the need to only travel 300 miles or 3 hours? I know a lot of folks put a limit on how much they're going to travel each day for those long haul campers, for those folks traveling long distances like Christine and Dawn out there, at the Scout meetup. If you could just sleep through the drive, one, would you? And two, how could that go about happening? So let us know in Scouts there. Of course, if you ever have a need for customer care on your Lippert products, on your Lippert services, need help purchasing on the website, need help with an item that is already installed, make sure you check us out at our customer care center. You can give us a call at 432-LIPPERT, chat with us via email. We also have our automated assistant on the Lippert website and the Lippert Now app. If you're just in search of maybe a manual or something to provide a little assistance on a product you may have, sometimes those automated assistants can get you right there to where you need to be. Tammy Cash checking in on Facebook. Good morning from Homer, Alaska. Good morning from Alaska. A little bit earlier in the morning there for you. Hopefully the weather and the travel is going very nicely for you as well. So be sure to check out our care center if you may need. Be sure to check out our Lippert Scouts community for your own question and answer, for your feedback on Lippert products. Because again, in Lippert Scouts, you have a direct line to Lippert leaders to be able to let us know what you are seeing out there in the real world of camping, of boating, of ranging over the lands all over this great country and Alaska, and folks who may be traveling through Canada and other areas as well. I know we've had folks watching from Europe and Australia before. What's the experience like out there? Any way that the RV community can help make that a little bit easier for you. So thank you all for checking out this edition of Lippert Live, for joining us in the chat on the Lippert Communities app and Lippert Facebook. We'll get this video up on Lippert Communities here. Dina is having a great time at the Scout meetup right there in Michigan. Thank you so much, Dawn, Christine, and Michael, for joining us earlier, talking all things about Lippert Scouts meetups, and just meeting up in general. You heard their advice. Go camping. May not matter who with, may not matter where to, just go. Check it out. See if that is the life for you. Beach cleanup was good. Rick and Julie, good morning, Scouts from Humberg Mountain State Park in Oregon. We got some folks out west right now. Jim and Travis in the chat. Thank you all for joining us, and we will see you next weekend on Lippert Live.